Hello to everyone. I want to thank you for being here despite the time. It's a lunch break, so it's quite empty. I hope people will arrive. And then I wanted to tell you that I will speak in Spanish because my two guests are from Cuba and Equatorial Guinea, so I think it's better if we speak in Spanish. So first of all, muchas gracias a los dos.
Thank you very much for being here today with me. Thank you. We are here today with two leaders of countries that are going through a great transformation. We are here with Teodoro, Obiang, Nguema, Mbassogo, President of Equatorial Guinea, and Manuel Marrero, Cruz, President of Cuba. Welcome here to the FEE. Thank you very much, Cecilia. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much to Saudi. Just a brief presentation. It's been a president since 1982. Following his career in the army, the country became one of the most important oil country in Africa and carried out many important projects. Thank you to diversification and clean energy within the country. Thank you to the Vision Horizonte 35. El Prime Minister of Cuba has been in charge since 2019. He was born in Albin, and he's an architect. He dedicated his career to the politics for over 10 years, and he's focusing on diversification, connecting to the global economy. Before starting, let's have a quick talk about Melissa. Thank you very much, Cecilia, for this question. It's a pleasure to be here today. And of course, Cuba is going through a very strong hurricane, category 4, in the eastern part of the country, this hurricane called Melissa. And we are experiencing extreme winds, and of course they're going to have a strong impact on our economy, on people, and on our agriculture. It arrived this morning, yes, 3 a.m. this morning. It hit the country, and of course our first priority is protect life. We evacuated 800,000 people and in the areas which will be affected by the hurricane, and we made sure that our people will be safe. And thankfully we are receiving support by our neighboring countries, and again thank you very much to those that showed us solidarity and those that helped us. Let us know if we can help in any way. His Excellency, your country is starting a diversification path. So what's the message you would like to share with the international investors? First of all, I must say that I am very pleased and very grateful to Saudi Arabia for inviting me here today. It's a great pleasure for me to participate here amongst great colleagues, experts, and visionaries, which will help us in the future, because we are all working towards a world prosperity for our humanity. And thank you very much to you as well as a moderator. I think you have a very important role in this conversation and to help us navigate through these topics today. And I believe that we are here to discuss our country. So Equatorial Guinea is one of the most established countries in Central Africa. Yes, correct, in Central Africa. And I think we can invite investors and businessmen in our country because we do need investments, and of course we are a very stable country. Therefore, we think it's the time for companies and businessmen to come and invest in our countries, in our main sectors. And that's exactly why we're here today. Prime Minister, reforms are very important to drive growth. And so what are the main reforms that your government is bringing forward in Cuba? Thank you very much, Cecilia. We are going through a transformation process. We have been working towards a Vision 2040, and we are in the process to transform our country from an economic point of view. And we are trying to recover our economic position, trying to gain prosperity for our population. And we are doing so thanks to a clear plan, a clear vision, and we are trying to improve our efficiency, improving our infrastructures, and of course, improving our electric and energy sector as well, to make sure that we are really following through with a transformation. We are trying to improve the presence of clean energies as well. And therefore, this transformation is very important because we keep diversifying our economy, and we have tried to see how we can include more players. We have included more and more companies and applied measures to give more incentives to the investors, making sure that they do come to us and making their job a bit easier, reducing the red tape and reducing the fiscal burdens. And these will really help us to develop our country in a prosperous way. And also the human capital, it's a very important element in Cuba. Thank you. Your Excellency, we are in Saudi Arabia, which is a great country in terms of diversification and transformation. And so what is happening in Equatorial Guinea in terms of energy transformation? In Equatorial Guinea, I must say that it used to be one of the poorest countries in the continent. However, we have really transformed our country, and it has become a beacon for Central Africa, and perhaps for the entire continent, because we are really focusing on our development. Thanks through the African Union, I'm sure that those of you who are familiar with the African infrastructure knows the important role that our country is having in this transformation, and we are trying to improve our energy infrastructure, including, of course, clean energies with hydro plants, which will help the entire country. And of course, we also have turbo gas plants, which are part of our commitment to clean energies. And we are also now working on solar energy. So I think that the solar energy will be also an important project in our country. And I think it shows our commitment, because of course we can improve the infrastructure, and that's exactly why we're here, to invite businessmen and companies to come and visit Equatorial Guinea and see what we have done so far. And perhaps they can invest in our country, because I am sure that they will find a very stable and a very stable country for investments. I would like to talk about the embargo. Of course, the relationship between Cuba and the rest of the world is being marked by a important embargo. So, in your opinion, what can we do in the future to lift this embargo and improve the trade relationships? Of course, the embargo that was forced on us by the US had an impact on our sustainability plan and on our development. And of course, this means that we need to face some challenges, and this is a real problem. But of course, we haven't just been sitting around. We have been proactive, and we are working to make sure that we find solutions that can help us despite of the situation. And we are sure that we can get out of this situation. And there are more than 350 investments that can still happen because you've changed your legislation. Yes, we had to change our legislation to make sure we could favor and enable these investments. So every year we are improving our legislation to make sure that we can receive a better investments from the rest of the world. And of course, this embargo hit us. It's been going on for many years. It's really sad for me whenever I visit Cuba, because I see people would like to be part of the international context. And of course, we need to change, and we are not afraid to change. We are ready. And we are happy and ready to talk with the US government, because Cuba is not a threat towards the US. Of course, geographically as well, it's very close to the US. Thank you. Let's talk about La Paz. La Paz City, it's a project to create a new capital, and it's one of the mega projects. So thanks to the support of local communities, tell us about it. Well, of course, we are here to present our program, and we are trying to invest even more in diversification in our economies. For example, one of our priorities is the food industry, because we want to make sure our country will be self-sufficient and independent, because this is one of the top priorities of each country, be self-sufficient. And this way, we would be able to also export towards other countries, mainly in Africa, those countries that are having issues in terms of food supply. So I really think that Equatorial Guinea could become a country that can provide food products to other African countries. We are also developing the tourism sector. We have a very beautiful country. We have hotels, and we have an area with beautiful forests where tourists can really enjoy and connect with nature. So despite Equatorial Guinea being a small country, we have a very large sea area. We are neighboring Cameroon, Nigeria, and Central Africa, and part of Congo. So we have a very large area. Therefore, we are trying to transform our fishing industry. These are all projects carried out by our government, but again, we would like to invite companies to come and work with us, because this is a great opportunities we are offering. Therefore, there are many projects we would like to bring forward which can really give a great opportunity to our economy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's go back to Cuba. Everybody in the world is looking at Cuba for their healthcare system. So what is about the Cuban model? Of course, in Cuba, after the revolution, we needed to be a resilient country, and therefore we developed our healthcare service. We have great doctors in the country. And the problem, Cecilia, is that to create an efficient healthcare system, we need a political commitment, which means give priority to the sector. And Cuba did the same with culture and education. These are our pillars. Over the years, Cuba really managed to showcase its healthcare system towards the rest of the world. For example, while we're here talking, 25,000 doctors and healthcare professionals are saving lives in 54 countries around the world. And of course, despite the issues that we are facing, we still have some of the greatest doctors and nurses that are working all around the world using the latest technologies, state-of-the-art technologies to develop diagnosis and new vaccines. And we showed us during the COVID pandemic, not just with the vaccine, which of course were very effective and helped the whole country to get out of COVID, but we were able to export to the rest of the world our vaccines. And the same happened during the Ebola outbreak in Africa. So our country can really help other countries and really work together. Yes, I had the pleasure to experience the excellency of the healthcare system. So in Africa, why is Equatorial Guinea a strategic partner in the world? Just a few words about it, please. I think that Equatorial Guinea has been implementing a very important strategy, that is investing in our human resources and human capital. It's important for us to have a well-educated country. We produce fuels, of course, but for us, one of the priorities is train our youngsters and make sure that the next generation is ready to face the world challenges. Therefore, our country is investing a lot in education and training of the youngest generations. And I really think that UNESCO has marked us as one of the countries that managed to overcome the challenges and difficulties. Therefore, we think that we have done a lot so far, but of course, we really hope that our friends will help us with new technologies, because of course technology is an important element here, and we are ready to train our youngsters with the new technologies to make sure that they learn how to use them, especially AI, because of course this is one of the most important topics around the world today. And of course, we do not want to be left behind. Therefore, we want to make sure we invest in training. And talking about youngsters, we know there are many talents in Cuba. So how can we make sure that the talents in Cuba are fully expressed? Of course, we see a big commitment from our youngsters. They want to be part of the life of our country, and we support and make sure that they can complete their studies and they can be part of the economies. So, of course, we're doing everything we can to make sure that they can really work in their country. Just a few final words. What is your hope, your message to the youngsters? What do you wish for them? We really wish prosperity for our country. We are working hard with an open mind, making sure that the youngster will have the opportunities that they deserve. And we hope that together with investors, we can improve our country even more and making Cuba a wonderful country full of opportunities. And for you, a wish for the youngster of your country, well, the message I would like to give here is that I really hope businessmen and companies will look at us, because Africa is really changing. It's undergoing a deep transformation. It's not the long-gone colonial continent. We have grown, and despite everything that is happening, all the challenges, because of course Africa still is facing important challenges in terms of turmoils and terrorism, which unfortunately is still a plague in our continent. But in reality, these are small groups that are really trying to create issues. But Africa really should keep focusing into their prosperity and making sure it keeps being a stable continent. And especially in my country, we are experiencing a transformation, and therefore we want to make sure that our country keeps on this track and keeps on improving, because I think that this is what will allow us to be a stable country in the future, because our country has been living in peace for decades. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure. Thank you.